Welcome, welcome. Fourth episode of Follow the Money with your boy Jims. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the situation. And today I want to talk about a black-owned designer by the name of Devlin Carter. He runs the SIA brand. And man, everything this man been putting out since I've been following him on IG has been dope, like top notch, best quality, and I feel like this guy can compete with the biggest sneaker and fashion brands. But the thing is, it's like his brand is like a mixture between high-end fashion and streetwear all at the same time. And everything is in-house, all designed by him and his team, and I think it's dope. And then he promotes the community and he helps it through his IG and through the money that he makes with his brand. I think that's a dope thing, especially as a black man. And then he turns around and support other brands and black-owned businesses as well. And he's pro-black and pro-women from what I can understand from a lot of his IG posts. Now, I have yet to purchase the product, or have it in hand. I've been trying to, but, it's just, money was tight, so I couldn't get a membership. That was crazy. And then also, when you go to get it, it's just like how a Nike release is. It sells right out. So the guy's dope. He's done a Breakfast Club interview maybe a year or two ago. And even then, like, his content and everything he stood for was just dope to me. Like, so he took the Kanye blueprint and ran with it, but he didn't go and find a big brand to partner up with and go sign with a Nike or Under Armour or whatever like that. Everything he's done has been all on his own from the ground up. And, we always preach it in the street, so we preach it in the hood, get it out the mud, get it out the mud. What does it mean to get it out the mud? That's the definition of getting out of the mud, getting it out of the mud, getting it out of the mud. And when you get it out of the mud, you start everything from the ground up, from a small team or pretty much yourself, growing your own brand and growing your own entity. And I think that's a dope thing. And so I just want everybody to check out the clips that I got laid out after this. You can see him on his IG. You know what I'm saying? So for me, Follow the Money is about people chasing their dreams, no matter whether you big famous, little famous, or just regular in everyday life, man. It's a dope thing to see, and I wish it continues. And for somebody who's looking to start their own thing, I look at these smaller brands growing into big brands as an inspiration to me and what I want to do and what I'm trying to do. So that's what Follow the Money is about, man. And so like, subscribe, all of those nice things, man. And it's Jims TV 87 on YouTube, man. And you can check out the IG at Jims K the Dream 87, man. And I just like seeing this brand. And this year I will cop a piece, a sneaker, or something from the SIA brand, because I think he's dope, man. So shout out to Devlin Carter. I appreciate what you do for the black culture and for culture in general, man. Thank you.
This is the first shoe I've designed while working with Matt, getting all the material for you guys. So the cool thing about this shoe is I designed this shoe in 10 minutes. And this is why it's good to be on Instagram a lot. So I'm on Instagram and I'm looking at, people's stories. And this manufacturer out of Portugal, they had posted a picture of this sole. They just had the sole. They didn't have the upper, and they just had the side view, which is like this. So I took a quick screenshot because they said, who wants to create a upper for this sole? And I was like, man, that sole is dope. I put it in photo grid and like redrew the sole like as a cartoon almost. And then I put the upper on it, and then I just drew the upper with my stylus, and I drew it real quick. I'm like, 10 minutes. And then after I did that, I liked the way it looked. So then from there, I sent it to my other graphic artist, who's more of my tech pack artist. So anytime I design a shoe and I'm drawing it, and for the factory to understand the drawing, you have to do what is called the tech pack, which is basically a blueprint. So with this design, now I want to talk about the actual inspiration from it. So my youngest daughter, her name is Winter, and hence that's where the name comes from, because in Verno, in Portuguese, means winter. And the reason why I went with that is that I designed this shoe so fast I didn't have a name for it. And then one of my homies from New York, Drew Cartier, I had sent him a picture of these, and he starts giving me these names in Italian. But he was giving me names for the colorway, not the shoe. But when he started, giving me the Italian names sounded dope. So I was like, I'm doing this shoe in Portugal. I said, let me see what the word winter means in Portuguese. Soon as I wrote it in Verno, I was like, boom, perfect. That was it. That made it. And then let's talk about the aspect of my daughter. So her name is Winter. So the front of this shoe, if you look, it's a W. And then you look at the sole there, it helps tell that story of the W. So I first started with the W. This is the first thing I designed, was the front. And then I wanted to play with my rope lacing to lace the whole shoe. True story, these laces, these flat laces, weren't even supposed to be in the shoe. They didn't understand the tech pack fully. So when they sent me the sample, they just had only the regular flat laces in them. And they had this rope lace just going from here to here, right to the back. And that's not how I designed it, because I didn't want to put a lot of paneling on the side, because I wanted the shoelaces to actually tell the story. So the shoelaces were made to make the letter W on the side as well. And what I did was, this sample didn't have this loop back here. So what I did was to fix them adding extra lace holes, is I added a loop here and I added a loop here. So now that helps the tension of bringing it back up here to the loop in the back, where now you have this. So I think that was an amazing mistake, and I love it because it made the shoe even more, giving more character. So a shoe like this, I'm thinking now I may even throw 3 pairs of laces in here. We may throw some extra long ones where you can actually lace the whole shoe up without putting the flat ones in there. And then we'll have a shorter one like this length of these rope laces, where you can have the flat laces and have the rope laces together. Or the third pair where you would only have the flat laces if you're not that flashy. So that's another dope thing about this shoe, how versatile that it is. Also, the other mistake in this shoe is that the tongue is actually a pocket. So it's supposed to be a zipper here, where you're supposed to be able to unzip it, and then you can put whatever inside of it and zip it back up. So which would be the accent colors. So you see all of the black on here, we would call this the accent colors, right? So even right here, you have that patchwork. And the cool part about this is what I wanted to do was, I didn't want to just have that whole round eyelid go up. I wanted to detach it and then do like we were watching Coco Loco. My kids love Coco, right? So they, like it's the Day of the Dead. So like how they patch their eyes in. So I wanted to bring that there. So that's why I went with that zigzag, patching it back together. And I also thought that would be cool because it would also give it another accent piece, right? The other thing that this shoe doesn't have is branding. Right, so right here would be a SIA logo because it's a sample. One of the other mistakes they made on the back is that this ribbon that comes up, it should be up here, because right here on the back, this is the first shoe that I ever designed that I'm actually putting the whole phrase somewhere in America on it. So right here on the back, when you guys see the final sample, which will probably be in 2 weeks, it'll say somewhere in America in my Greek font, and then this will have the SIA logo again. For my first time doing a shoe in another country and doing it in Portugal, which is like the new luxury capital of manufacturing, is in Portugal. The soles are sourced in Italy. The materials sourced in Italy as well. So this is fine Italian leather. This is the best first sample I've ever gotten from any company. Even with the mistakes, this is so close to what it's supposed to be. And it's really beautiful, man. And I'm really happy to share this behind the scenes with you guys. So that's the SIA and Verno, SIA Collective. Devlin Carter here, and I'm gonna take you behind the scenes of the Vulture Skate Vulture Hunt. So the Vulture Hunt, I wanted to do something to pretty much tag from my childhood and having like Nintendo, and I remember that Duck Hunt game. So I wanted to like bring that to now and kind of bridge that nostalgia gap, for younger kids to us old sneakerheads, something that we could maybe school you guys on. You guys got the PS5, the new Xbox and all that stuff. But when I was a kid, the game that was it for us was Nintendo. Talking blowing on the cartridges, like using one cartridge to hold the other cartridge down. And I really just wanted to bring that into storytelling and just showing that playfulness with designs. So when you look at this, if you look at it from this side, you're like, I don't know how that says Duck Hunt or Vulture Hunt. This is when the Devlin is in the details. We used to say the devil's in the details, but now we run it with the Devlin is in the details. So this camo print here is called the duck camo. So if you're really a duck hunter, you would wear a duck camo. And this is so the ducks don't see you, but other hunters who's also hunting for ducks can see you. But it's not just an ordinary duck camo, it's a vulture camo because it has our vulture hidden inside all of the camo. I also wanted to add a part of the nostalgia of the Nintendo, which was the blaster. So this was the gun that we used to have to use as kids, you know, to shoot the ducks in the game. But then if you look at the back, you got this embroidery of the vulture in an 8-bit embroidery. So that ties into the video game, and then also the blaster ties into the video game. And then on the bottom, you have your orange sole with this aged cream midsole here. But you also got the storytelling right there. But the better story here is what it means, right? So this game, to me, it meant childhood. It meant fun. So one thing I wanted to do inside the packaging, I wanted to give you guys a little sense of my childhood. So the box, when you look at it, it looks like a Nintendo Entertainment System game console, right? So then you open this, and inside, you actually have an old school Nintendo cartridge. This is what we used to play our games on. No CDs, or now y'all just download them. And we literally, if you're a kid, if you never did this, man, I almost blew a lung out as a kid trying to save some games. I learned CPR, trying to play Nintendo games. Bro, I brought a lot of games back to life. But this is literally Vulture Hunt. We literally gave you that nostalgia. Now, does the game work? No. This piece is just a relic. It's a collector's item. It's just something from me to you to be like, yo, that's crazy. Or if you're an older person in my age bracket, you know, like, damn, he really has the Nintendo cartridge, right? But then the other cooler part about this is what else comes in this box. The miniature game console of the Nintendo with 620 games already loaded onto it. And you can play them by literally just plugging in the RCA cables in the back of your TV. And you can play pretty much every game that ever came out on Nintendo. And it comes with your shoes for free. Now, I don't know about you, but tell me what other sneaker companies doing that. SIA Collective.